Hello, CQ. Hello, CQ. CQ, the old friends. Time for the Sunday edition of the Old Friends Get Together. This is W4MEC, your net control for this Sunday. Old Friends Net meets 3 times a week. Sunday right now at 4 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 a.m. The frequency is always the same, 3715 plus or minus vintage gear. And this net's carried out in amplitude modulation mode only. And while we're centered on vintage equipment and restoration and operation, anybody that can generate an AM signal is welcome to participate. And let's see what else. This is carried out in the roundtable format, so I'll take check-ins a couple times throughout the net and pick up stragglers as we go along. It's a great place to sell stuff, put out feelers for something you want or information you might need. So, for those wishing to participate, please give W4MEC a call. Come now.
Good afternoon, Charlie. WA4LLR.
N4LQ.
WB4ARK.
WSW.
WA4EVK.
WB4NKL.
N4IYQ.
K4JAL.
K1VVC.
November 4 Alpha Kilo and 4 AK.
W4KR.
Holy smokes, I needed a vapor cool pen to write all those down that fast. I missed one right there, so we'll sort it out. And I'll stick them in the right place right there, right around John. But let's see, so far, I got Dave, WA4LLR, Steve, N4LQ, Buddy, WB4ARK, John, KZ4B, and somebody double with John. And then Boone, WA4EVK. Jack, WA7DIA, Cliff, WB4, NKL, Chuck, N4IYQ, Jimmy, K4JAL, Mark, KG4IUQ, John, K1VVC, Glenn, N4AK, Stan, W4KR, and Greg, KF4DRN. Who was that double with John?
Whiskey Foxtrot 2 uniform.
Okay. WF2U. I'm going to squeeze you in there. Right, you'll be ahead of John and after Buddy. Who else did I miss? Okay, here's the order, fellers. And just note who's you're going to come after, so you know when to hit that PTT and who you're going to turn it to. We got LLR, LQ, ARK, 2U, 4 Bravo, EVK, DIA, NKL, IYQ, JAL, IUQ, BVC, AK, KR, and DRN. Who else we got? I got them all. Good. Good afternoon. This is W4MEC, and good afternoon, everybody. Glad you made it. Sorry I missed Thursday. I had a legitimate excuse. I was asleep. And I went to bed about 3 a.m., and normally I wake up some kind of net clock, but it didn't click off on that Thursday, and I woke up at 9 o'clock, so I missed the whole enchilada that day. So anyway, I had a good Christmas. Hope y'all's Christmas went well too. We had a nice family meeting over here, dinner rather, and in the afternoon everything was peachy keen. My daughter-in-law cooked everything over here because she still doesn't have a kitchen yet after 3 years. It's still a project under construction. She cooks on a microwave oven, a toaster type oven, and two these hot plate looking things that look like the top of a stove, you know, with a smooth top stove. It's got the burners are under ceramic or something. So that's her kitchen. So and she's got two brand new stoves in the boxes that are out of warranty. They've been they're so old now. They're like 2.5 years old, but still don't have a kitchen to put them in. So this house is a disaster. So my son's got a really good excuse. So I don't push him at all. So let's get started with the zoo with Dave, WA4LLR in the group, W4MC.
All right, Charlie, fine business, W4MEC, and the old friends, WA4LLR. Good afternoon to everybody, and Happy New Year to those that we might not catch up with before the New Year comes in. Had a good Christmas here, kind of quiet and peaceful. Just all of us met at my daughter's house and had a nice, well, I guess you'd call it a late lunch or an early supper, one of the two, but had a good time. And that's about the size of it. So running the Viking Valiant today and receiving on the Helicrafter S-76. We've got about 55 degrees and partly cloudy. So, Steve, here it comes. Hope you had a good Christmas. N4LQ, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR, N4LQ, indeed. Kind of a dreary day here, 46 degrees, very dark and overcast, cold and damp, and a little bit of drizzle every now and then. But I've got another plumbing project I'm working on. I seem like I do that a lot. But I've been conversing with AI, and it discovered something for me. I don't have a expansion tank to absorb the extra pressure when the hot water is generated, especially in the middle of the night when the recirculation pump comes on and there's nowhere for the pressure to go. And I've got a pressure regulator on the on the input side of the house here, so that prevents any water from getting, or pressure getting back to the water company. So I think from what I can tell, that constant expanding and contracting was putting a lot of stress on that PEX pipe and causing the cracks. Therefore, I am in the process of buying an expansion tank, and I'll try to put that on tomorrow, and hopefully that will eliminate the problem. But that has been an issue here, and I've had 3 or 4 different plumbers involved, and not one of them has mentioned this, but it's actually code. When you've got a tankless water heater, you just about better have some kind of an expansion tank. So I'm on the DX100B crystal control right now until I can tear the VFO down and get in there and replace some capacitors. Apparently one of them is causing it to go into radio teletype mode. So lots of fun. WB4ARK, N4LQ.
N4LQ, WB4ARK. Well, wow. The band is in some kind of condition today. Got long time fading going on and all kinds of issues with the band. I noticed that WWB is dead on all frequencies below 25 megahertz, below 25. So I don't know what kind of weather conditions, space weather conditions we got today, but it's not too good, and maybe it has something to do with all this fog and cool weather. 44 degrees here. It's been very heavily overcast all day. The fog has been prevalent on and off all day. I was watching the Panthers game, and it's very foggy in Charlotte. So that's the weather report. Glad I didn't have to go down to Duncan's house today to work on the track circuit. So he's been ringing the phone off the hook. So I've been like a one-armed paper hanger. trying to catch up with his problems. Forgot to turn on one of the circuit breakers, and so didn't have any voltage on the circuit like he should, so we got that straightened out, and so there you go. And then John's trying to stomp on Charlie while he's giving the monologue. I didn't think he was ever going to let up. Maybe he didn't have his receiver on, I'm not sure. But he gave him a hard time. I'm surprised anybody heard him. Anyhow, well, with the band as weak as it is, it probably wasn't a problem. So over to WF2U. This is WB4ARK.
Roger, WB4ARK. This is WF2U, the group. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. Actually, I would have said good evening. It's pretty dark outside from the clouds, and it's 48 degrees here, drizzling, 99% humidity, and we got about tenths of an inch of rain so far. It's been kind of mainly drizzling with a little bit of rain in between, but it's just a yucky day. Anyway, signals are basically good. The ambient noise is not bad. The noise level is low, not as low as it could be, but absolutely no problem. Most stations are about 10 over 9. That means that conditions are not the best, but sort of reliable for good copy. So running the ASUS station, the FR101 with the FL101 transmitter, which is driving the FL2100 B linear, and the power output is about 320 watts on peaks. The antenna is the end fed halfway, 480 meters. So it goes to, let's see, to John, KZ4B. This is WF2U.
Okay, WF2U in the group KZ4B. Fine business from here. And we're using the usual T150, driving the L82. And I'll go with Buddy's evaluation of band conditions more than I will Mears. Even Dave and Steve, and especially Meir, have severe fading. I have not heard or haven't missed a word, but even at the peak, Steve is usually at least 10 or 20 over 9. He usually nails my S meter, and today he couldn't get over S9. So band conditions are a little bit flaky, but so far, like I say, I'm copying everybody. So, and yes, I am guilty, Buddy. I was late tuning up. No excuse. Slowful. Trying to think of how to describe it, but guilty is charged, and I apologize for that. But I did need to make sure that it appeared that I might be getting out. But my SWR is extremely high, and I'm not sure why. I think I'm on the right antenna. I will double check it. So I think it goes to Boone. Take it away, WA4EDK and the group, KZ4B, over.
KZ4B in the group, WA4EDK. Boy, conditions are flat weird from here. Heavy fading on some signals that I never have any on, like John. John went from S7 up to 10 over, back to S7, and up to, well, you get the idea. During his conversation, and man, Buddy was having some fading. I never hear much fading on Buddy's signal. And with that, I'm going to hold it a little bit short. It's 52 degrees here in Pickens with it drizzling. Not very nice. I, of course, probably caused it by planning antenna work today. My 160 meter antenna is still on the ground, Steve. That's why you haven't heard me on the evening net. Today was the day. Well, it's not going to be the day. Not in that mess. And I guess it goes to WA7DIA. I'll have to get corrected on that. I was having a tough time copying it. Over to you, WA7DIA, to take it.
WA4EDK and the old friends net, WA7DIA. Well, yeah, bad conditions are very strange. There's very, very, very deep fading. Any station will go from probably front nine capturing about 75% or 50% of what everybody's saying. So I'm probably not hearing you all that well. With that, I'll turn it over to WD4NKL from WA7DIA.
Hey, Cliff, Jack, turn it over to you.
Okay, Charlie, I believe it's WA7DIA, it's WB4NKL. Didn't have much of a copy on it, couldn't tell when he turned it over there. Most everybody else is coming in pretty decent here, good signals. I did see some fading on John's signal, but everybody else is about up to normal here, seems like. Got 72 degrees here. That's a big jump there from Boone's report. But it's been pretty nice here all day. No rain yet. I think maybe some rain's supposed to be in tonight, and then it's supposed to get colder next day or two. But today's been a perfect day. Running the Globe King 500 today, and calling 75S3 receiver, and had a good Christmas here. Well, we mostly celebrated on Wednesday, but we did have a good day here Thursday for Christmas, and not too much else going on, so I'll send it on over to the neighbor Chuck, N4IYQ, WB4NKL.
WB4NKL and the old friends N4IYQ. Good afternoon, everyone. Good Christmas here. Got with all the kids and the grandkids, which is hard to get all of them together. Turkey, ham, and lasagna. I actually brought lasagna home to heat up for dinner on Christmas Day. About 69 or 70 degrees here. Been pretty this afternoon. A little bit of clouds around. Please keep Rick, WK4R, in your thoughts and prayers. Still in the Baptist Hospital in Winston-Salem. Had some fluid on the lung, I think, and a clot. They were going to try to do a procedure today, draw that fluid off, but heart is functioning some, and his circulation in his foot that they were worried about has improved. So please continue to send prayers to him and his entire family. K4JAL, N4IYQ.
N4IYQ, K4JAL. Yeah, that's a good update on our buddy Rick. He's constantly on my mind. I don't see how he can make it, but I'm praying that he will. We had a beautiful day here today. It's 56 degrees and the sun's shining. It's a little bit crispy, but my wife and I have been out putting up her new Christmas gift, her yard camera, so she can watch all the wildlife. We've got a zoo out here. Everything from skunks to tough black bear. So that's what's going on around here. KG4IUQ, K4JAL. Over to you, Mark.
This is KG4IUQ. I'm on the night T150 running barefoot. I hope everybody can hear me. I'm in Shelby. It's a bit colder than it normally has been. It's about 48 degrees and cloudy. I'm using a half-wave dipole. My peak power is probably about 100 watts. I look forward to going to the January 1st luncheon over in Spartanburg. I'll turn it over now to, let's see here, it goes to John, K1VVC. This is KG4IUQ.
Thanks a lot, Mark. KG4IUQ, K1VVC. And, well, it's a dreary day here also. I guess we're on the cold side for a change. You guys up in Tennessee are on the warm side for a change. Had a nice holiday and a relaxing weekend. No excitement at all, which is good. And Mark, thanks for reminding us about the luncheon on Thursday. And I double-checked their website again. They're open their normal hours, open at 11, and I think they're open till 9 o'clock. So we should be all set. And today I'm running modern Yaesu FTDX 5000 and my old Dentron MLA 2500B. The antenna is an inverted V with the peak at about 60 feet. So that's about all that's happening here, and turn it over to my friend out in the country, Glenn, N4AK, K1VVC. Okay, John, K1VVC in the group. This is November 4 Alpha Kilo. Sunset, South Carolina, 53 degrees, cloudy and dreary. I'm on the bedroom rig today, FTDX10 SB200 is the antique. In-fed antenna, there's severe QSB on everybody except the local boys. I looked on QRZ, the geomagnetic field says unsettled. The A is 7 and the K is 3. A is a little high. So the local guys, Boone and Stan, of course, coming in good. Must be ground wave seems to be good. At least it was when they called in. Certainly nice to hear everybody on this afternoon. So Stan to you, W4KR, N4AK.
Okay, thank you, Glenn. N4AK, this is W4KR, back in Walhalla. Let's see here. First of all, Chuck, thank you for mentioning Rick. I wasn't aware of it. Of course, I've been gone, and I'll explain that in a minute. But I'm sorry to hear that. My goodness. My goodness. We wish him well, and we'll pray accordingly. Been up in Ann Arbor for about a week and a half. Up there with the family for Christmas. Christmas was a little different this year than most, but had a pretty good time with the 2 and a 4-year-old great-granddaughters who know how to make a lot of noise. It's peaceful being back here in Walhalla, I can tell you that. This afternoon I'm running the same as I had been, the NC183D and the Viking 500. Same thing.
Jack, I don't believe our paths have crossed before. My name is Stan, and I'm located in Walhalla, which is about 30 miles south of the North Carolina border and about 30 miles east of the Georgia border, up in the northwest corner of South Carolina. Good to meet you, buddy. Thank you for articulating the thoughts that I sat here and listened to. John tried unsuccessfully to QRM Dave, but or Charlie rather, but he didn't. He didn't succeed. He was in there, but way under. Just one comment, John. You've been throwing instruments. You've got high SWR. Why don't you just spend a half an hour and fix it, and then you won't have to tell us about it anymore. With that, Greg, here it comes to you, and I guess from there on, back up to Charlie. KF4DRN, W4KR.
W4KR, KF4DRN, good afternoon, everyone. Running Harvey Wells TBS 50D and Globe BFO and R388 for a receiver, dipole antenna. Went and visited my friend Cliff there yesterday. Enjoyed that, and it's a real nice visit. I don't get to go up there very often, but anyway, enjoyed it, and I like the BFO real good. It seems to be doing what it's supposed to. And glad to be in here. 71 degrees here this afternoon. Pretty warm. Here it comes back to you, Charlie. My goodness, I get calls mixed up.
No problem, Greg. KF4DRN in the Old Friends Group, W4MEC. Do we have anybody that would like to join this call now? All I hear is the tick, tick, tick of the electric fence, so I guess that means no one else is coming in here, so it's W4MEC and the Old Friends. And we're in a nice, warm and cozy house shack here running Heathkit Tribes and feeding an in-fed half wave that is picking up everybody without QSB, without any issues whatsoever. John's a little weak. I think maybe my 2,160 feet helps a little bit. No issues. Temperature is none of my none of my thermometers agree. I've got a 10-degree spread on them, so I'm going to call the average is 48 degrees here. So, and we're going to stick to that number. Don't know. Sometimes every one of them will agree, especially when it's cold. It gets down to 20, and every one of them will say 20. But you get up in this range, in the 40, 50, 60 degree range, they'll be 10 degrees apart. You got 4 different ones. 2 of them are fluid, and 2 of them are electronic. Let's see. I got my farthest one away is a remote radio one. You know, the weather station. It's the farthest one away, farthest from the house. And you got the one that's inside the heat pump. You know, that measures outside air temperature, and they got one that's under the eaves, a remote bulb, and a regular old flat one that mounts to the side of the house. So, and all of them disagree most of the time. So, so I always figure the one that's against the house indicates that the house probably leaks a little bit. Where it is there, it's getting a little warmth off the house, and it'll lie to me on a cold day. But once it gets down in around the 20s, every one of them is going to be pretty darn accurate. I'm sorry you're having trouble with that 100B there, Steve. You know, I don't quite know what that is because you know, I had that thing for several years, and it stayed on 3715. And I could walk out there in the heat of summer or the dead of winter and turn it on, and it'd be on 3715. So, I don't know, maybe what that issue is there. Maybe the altitude drop affected it. I don't know. So, Anyway, what else we got on this round? Nothing, so let's start back. WA4LLR in the group, W4MEC.
Okay, W4MEC, WA4LLR. Well, I'm copying everybody pretty good, with the exception of Jack. I'm just barely hearing, but everybody else has got a decent signal. I'm not being in trouble with the deep QSB, a lot of folks are. So I'm happy about that. Sounds like Tennessee's the place to be today. I mean, those boys are toasty over there, 70, 72, 71. Let's see, today is about 15 degrees cooler than it was yesterday here. It was 69 or 70 here yesterday, and the high here has been 55. So yesterday was, oh man, I enjoyed that. Yeah, that expansion tank's probably a good idea, Steve. If it weren't a tankless, if it was a regular tank water heater, I know sometimes if you're on city water that has high pressure on it, if you don't have an expansion tank, the pressure relief valve on those regular conventional water heaters will let go periodically, which is unhandy, especially if, like a lot of people, it's not piped to the outside. Anyhow, let's see here. Good deal. Chuck, thank you for the update on Rick. That's the one I got from his son as well. Yeah, I was saying he had a massive heart attack Monday night about 10:30, and they flew him to Winston, and he's been on life support ever since, so please be praying. Good deal on the yard cameras, Jimmy. Your wife ought to enjoy that. Stan, nice to have you back from Michigan, and I'll bet you did have fun with that 2- and 4-year-old granddaughter. Greg, the harvest sounded good. No problem getting up this way with you, 25 watts today. Well, let's see. Glenn, I was looking at that space weather as well, and sunspot's 130 and solar flux index is 178, the K is 3. And it's interesting. I have seen higher instability and us have better signals than we do today. It's interesting. It's a mystery. I think some of it's just magic. Anyway, enough about that. Let's see, a few items from this day in history. On this day in 1895, the first commercial movie screened in Paris. On this day in 1922, Stan Lee, comic book writer and the one who created the Marvel superheroes, was born. Let's see here. On this day in 1856, Woodrow Wilson was born in Staunton, Virginia. On this day in 1908, the worst earthquake ever recorded took place in southern Italy in the Straits of Messina. It was 7.5, and between the earthquake and the tsunami, over 100,000 people perished. Let's see, in 1944, on this day, Hungary declared war on Germany. On this day in, where is it? There it is. On this day in 1981, the first American test tube baby was born. So that's enough of that. All right, Steve, down to you, and you're just becoming a certified plumber. N4LQ, WA4LLR.
Yeah, and I've never seen a baby test tube. WA4LLR, N4LQ. Well, first of all, I want to say that you guys should not be too hard on John, because John loves dogs, and sometimes it just comes out, especially when he's loading up. And I've got, and just from that I can tell, I've got 2 dogs, and they lay there in front of the side windows looking out to the front yard all day. And if they see anything move, a person or a bicycle or a car go by, or especially the sound of a mail truck or whatever, they go into a barking fit, and my wife gets so mad at them, she comes flying in there with a newspaper, whacking it and yelling at them, and I keep telling her, I said, that is not going to do any good, and it hasn't. This has been going on for 10 years. Matter of fact, they just had their 10th birthday on the 25th. Well, so I think John's got the same problem. You know, he just can't help barking. All right, John. So let's see, Charlie, as far as this VFO problem, that started quite a while after I got this, so I wouldn't worry about it. And naturally, it has to be in the hardest place to get to on Earth. I mean, I don't know if any man has ever gone back into the VFO once it was built. It looks like a job. It may not be as bad as a Johnson VFO, but it doesn't look like an easy task. But it's definitely just on the low band VFO part, not the high band. I can prove that, and it just sits there and diddles around there frequency-wise. It's pretty neat, and yeah, you can still hear me though. But I've got the crystal in there now. Let's see, Dave. I have a question for you about this plumbing. If you'll. I don't know if you can even follow this or not, but the tank has got a recirculation pump in it. There's a hot water return line coming from the farthest spot, the furthest faucet in the house. Well, that return goes into through a check valve and then into a T on the inlet, and that's where the cold water comes in. There's a T. Where the cold water comes in, the hot water return goes into that T, and then up to the tankless water heater. And I'm reading things that says, oh, you need another check valve to keep the hot water from going back into the supply line. But I don't know if that can even happen or not. I keep trying to find out where to put the tank, and to me, it looks like anywhere in the cold water line would work, but it's always the hot water line that busts. It's always the hot water line. It's never the cold water side, which tells me, and you can't put the expansion tank on the hot water side, they say. So it's a little confusing there. If you got any answers to that, I'd appreciate it. And the luncheon, yep, I'll be there, I hope, on Thursday at 11 a.m. at the Golden Cabal. So over to Buddy, WB4ARK, N4LQ.
N4LQ, WB4ARK. Okay, Steve, yeah, I would say maybe replace the check valve. I don't know. Anyhow, yeah, I like what you said, Stan. either, I mean, let's put it this way. Fix the SWR problem or be quiet about it. I'm tired of hearing about it. So anyhow, yeah, everybody's signal up north of here, except for Cliff, has very heavy QSB, except Charlie. This last time, Charlie's signal was fairly stable. But Dave, your signal was, I mean, it was going into the tank. I mean, it just was bottoming out this last time around at times, and then it would come back up. So, but I'm surprised that I think, Cliff, you said it was 72 in your area? 72? I don't know. Maybe I heard that wrong. But that's I would be surprised if it's that warm, but that's amazing. Anyhow, I guess that's about it. Yeah, Jack's signal was not readable for the most part on this last call in, and WF WA for WF DRN KF4 DRN. Our signal was very, very low this last time around. Anyhow, I will say 73 at this point, and look forward to Tuesday. So we'll turn it over to Mir, WF2U, WB4 Erica, and thanks for calling the net, Charlie.
Roger. WB4ARK and the net. This is WF2U. Okay, good copy on everybody except for Jack. Jack was coming in and out of the noise level, which is about S5. So it was pretty tough, so I could copy maybe about 40%. Everybody else is okay, way up above the noise level, so there's no problem. And the S meter, let's see who was the weakest actually. Let's see. K4JAL, you had a little, Jimmy, you had a little QSB on you. You dropped from S9 plus something to about S8 sometimes. And John, you were about S9, but we are a little bit close for some reason. I copy you always with no problems, but you're a little bit weaker than some of the others. And I know we are relatively close, so maybe that's the problem, or just somehow the way our antennas radiate. But no problems at all. You were still S9. Nothing much to report here. We've been during the nice spring-like days. We still have a lot of things to do outside. That Hurricane Helene left here, so we're still cleaning up, and those were good days to work. Today we're just kind of hanging out in the house doing almost nothing. It's actually a pretty nice break. So I'm looking forward to the luncheon, and obviously as it was said, they are open, so which is good. I think, John, you mentioned, because I was going to also confirm. I don't know if Costco is open. I have to check, because I always make a Costco run when I'm down there for my monthly supplies, our monthly supplies. So let's see what. Okay. It's getting there. So I'm going to say 73 to everybody, but I'm not going to sign off yet, just in case there is another round. But in case not, then I'll be standing by here anyway until the official dismissal of the net. So with that, it goes to John, KZ4B, and the group WF2U.
Okay, WF2U and the group KZ4B here, fine business, Mir. Yeah, there is some QS Baker going on today that's a little heavier than usual. People are up and down, and I guess it's gotten me as well. My SWR is running higher than usual, so I don't know if water is getting in somewhere, because it's rained all day here. Cold and pretty lousy, to be honest. Yesterday was pretty darn nice. Not as good as the day before, but not bad either. Steve, thank you for taking up for my barking. In fairness, Steve's dogs both love me. And my wife, who loves our dog almost more than me, sometimes definitely more than me, hopefully sometimes not quite, but the only explanation she can come up with is that she's very jealous. She loves the dog to death and would like the dog to love her more than me. But we have a lot of geese, and Demi, our dog's favorite smell is goose poop. And I think my secret is that I smell somewhat like goose poop, and all these dogs love that smell. I don't like it, but I can't tell that I smell like it, so you know, if it works, it works. Anyway, I'm not sure why. I think Steve says we shouldn't complain about our SWR. I don't complain about it so much as I just don't understand the situation. But hopefully it's just moisture. And I'm not going to do anything about it unless I have to. Therefore, I'll quit complaining. And Steve thanked Dave for calling the net, but I'm going to doubly thank Charlie, who did call the net. And although Dave does a great job when he does it, and so does Steve, I might add, and by anybody else, I could not keep things straight. That's for sure. I have proven that many times, as John VVC will attest. I'm hoping to make it to the luncheon on Thursday. I'm really hoping that Brian, K4, gee, I've forgotten Brian's call. KN4 is going to make it, but he's not on, so I don't know if he's on still another cruise or what. But I'm going to really try to make it this time, regardless. That's pretty much it. My daughter's microwave oven died on her, but it didn't blow the fuse. So I have salvaged the transformer and some other parts out of it. I love electronic junk, and that's not on my wife's favorite wish list. I have too much electronic junk, but the price is right, except that we, of course, replaced her microwave oven with a new one. That price is wrong, but that's the way it goes. I spend almost as much on microwave ovens for my daughter as Charlie does for her car. And from time to time, I'm running in with Charlie. So, I have rambled on as usual way too much. So take it away, Boone. WA4EDK in the group, KZ4B, over.
KZ4B in the group, WA4EDK. Well, one thing we're going to pass on, John, is the goose poop thing. We had geese when I was small on the farm, and there's nothing I dislike more probably in the animal world than geese. They are nothing but trouble. And Steve, I went and took a quick look at my tankless water heater with the expansion tank. I can't make head nor tails out of it at quick glance how it's connected up. The books say on the cold water side onto a T, and then the air expands out. Mine's connected both ends to 2 lines, so I will look at it here later. Not much else. The propagation has improved to where signals are getting better. Weather's not, but signals are. And I'm going to pass it on over to Jack, WA7DIA to take it, WA4EDK.
WA4EDK, and the old friends at WA7DIA. Yes, signals have improved quite a bit. USB is still there, but not quite as bad. Was hearing everybody that go around so far, and heard John and Glenn and Stan very well. Did not hear KF4DRN very well here, however. Anyway, weather here today has been warm, probably about 60 degrees, but cloudy. It's just starting to clear a little bit now, but it's been dry. It did not rain. Unfortunately, that meant I had to go out and do some yard work today. Still got a pile of leaves to rake up. We have quite a few trees on this property. So anyway, I don't have too much more to add. Like I say, signals are getting better. And I will say 73 to everybody and look forward to jumping on here next weekend. WB4NKL and the old friends net, WA7DIA. And thank you, Charlie, for calling the net.
W7DIA, it's WB4NKL. Good copy that time, Jack. First go around, I didn't have much of a copy, but I read you 100% that go around. Buddy, it was 72 degrees here, believe it or not. But it has, since we've been talking, it has dropped to 67, so it's cooling off already. It don't, sun starts getting low, it don't hang, the high temperature don't hang around too long, but I think that was the last of it. I think we're going to be down below normal in the next day or so, so I guess we enjoyed it while we could. It was nice to have a break from the cold weather for the last week or so. Steve, I've got one of those pressure tanks that's just in the cold water line where the water comes into the house, but I don't have a tankless water heater. I've got a regular electric 40-gallon tank. But we had problems with too high pressure when I first moved in here, and it was because of the outside pressure coming into the house. We had close to 200 pounds. Had put a regulator in line, and that still seeped by that, so I ended up with 2 regulators in line to get the pressure down to where it needed to be. But I'd recommend, while you're putting that tank in there, to go ahead and install your pressure gauge to see what kind of pressures you're working with if you don't have one. But I wouldn't think it'd make any difference where that tank went. It should equalize all through the system unless there's a check valve that don't let it back up to the cold water line. But good luck on that. It's aggravating to have water leaks. I've been through that a few years back. I don't have much else here, so I'm going to say 73s and enjoyed it. Thanks for calling it, Charlie, and big group in here, and I copied everybody that go around 100%. So on to you, Chuck. N4IYQ, WB4NKL.
Okay, WB4NKL and the group, N4IYQ. a good copy all the way around. Likewise, Jack, 100% copy here in Telford, Tennessee. I'm just up the road from Cliff, whereas first go around I just got a few bits and pieces. Glad you were able to make it in here, and sound like everybody had pretty good holidays. Say, please keep Rick in your thoughts and prayers. He's got a long road and some hard battles to go with. And Stan, a 2- and 4-year-old great-granddaughter, I'm sure they were a treat opening presents. And Greg, the Harvey Wells sounds good up this way. I guess that's that D104 mic that I sold you. Sounds like it's doing pretty good. Hope you found that screw we dropped off the base of it. And John, the FT5000, I think you said with the Dentron amp, certainly sound good up this way. I'll also make this my last one. Hope to get in here Tuesday morning for a bit. Jump around from one net to another net. But Charlie, thanks for calling it. Appreciate you, Dave, and Steve for keeping us all in check. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys later in the week. Over the hill to you, Jimmy. K4JAL, N4IYQ. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
N4IYQ, if I've got a voice to talk with. K4JAL. John, don't let them talk you out of barking. It's one of the better things about the net. Just keep barking, and I don't think you could spill like goose poop, or the guys wouldn't ride down to Spartanburg with you. So that's enough out of me. You dog lovers, I think you're all saints that can live with a dog in the house. That's just my cut on it. So there. Who am I giving it to? Mark. KG4IYQ, K4JAL. Boy, I'm glad I'm getting off of here.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. This is Mark, KG4IUQ. Well, most everybody is sounding pretty good here. I hear Charlie, MEC, my meter. Don't really know how to get this meter correct right now, but it's saying about S9 to 10 over for Charlie. And Dave, LLR, you're about 10 over. A while ago you were. And your Viking Valiant sounds good. Steve, I believe dogs are kind of like people. We try to impress people sometimes, or not everybody's the same, but I think like I start like acting like I'm busy at work sometimes, so that it makes it look like I'm doing my job when other people are around, that kind of thing. And I think dogs, they do that. They have that, they're the master of the house comes around, they start barking. Buddy, ARK, you sounding good. And WF2U, you're about 10 over. You sound good here. John, KZ4 Bravo. I don't know. It's saying the meter saying 20 over, maybe 30 over. I think I'm going to take this meter and just adjust it so that it pegs all the time. And I'll just tell people that, I'll just say, you're pegging my meter. That's all that matters, is people to hear me say something that tries to make them feel good. So I might try that one. If I can figure out how to do that, I guess I just turn the knob all the way over. Let's see here. Boom. WA4EVK, you're about 20 over. And I will say that, go back to John, KZ4 Bravo. Good to hear that the dogs like your smell. And let's see here. WA7DIA, you're about S7 to S8. And Cliff, NKL, you're reading at 30 over. And Chuck, N4IYQ, about 20 over. Jimmy, K4JAL, you're sounding good here. I didn't get a reading. there, K1VV3. Maybe I should just get me a good meter here and I'll tell you what it reads. They're sounding good over here. John, sounds good. Glenn, N4AK, sound good here. And W4KR, you sound good. You're about 20 over. And Greg, KF4DRN, with the Harvey Wells TBS 50D, you were about S7. I have ordered me a Drake 2B receiver, and I hope to get it in a few days and see how it works with, mainly I got it for CW. I'll turn it over now to John, K1VVC. This is KG4IUQ.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Mark. KG4IUQ, K1VVC. Everybody's coming in real good. To tell you the truth, I very really ever look at the meter. I just sit back and relax, and I've had no problem copying anybody today. Everybody comes through fine. I did not notice much QSB here at all. So it's been very relaxing just to sit back and listen to the goings on. And Boone, I hope you can make it, and maybe you get your wife to pay for you again. And Stan, I hope you can make it also on Thursday. Maybe you and Boone can get together and come out. It would be great to see everybody. So that's about it for me. And Glenn, I'll turn it over to you. You sound real fine here also. And I'm glad everybody had a nice holiday. And so everybody comes on Thursday. Be careful when you're drinking the night before. N4AK, K1VVC.
Okay, John, K1VVC, November 4 Alpha Kilo. And it's been a pleasure listening to everybody today. That was a little QSB, but I copied everybody without a problem. I'm busy. I keep a little notebook every year in a shirt pocket. It's an aid to the memory. And I'm in the process of transferring notes from 2025 and addresses and phone numbers into 2026. So there you go. Gives me something to do. Anyway, I don't think I had anything else earth-shattering to comment on. So I'll turn it over to my neighbor. Glad you made it safely back to the south. W4KR and 4AK.
Well, okay, Glenn, thank you. N4AK, W4KR. Well, first of all, Dave, you mentioned Woodrow Wilson was born in Stanton, Virginia. It's interesting because back in 2007, when we were preparing to leave South Florida, our first choice, our first serious look-see was in the greater Stanton area, and nice area. But the problem was, we searched that county north, the county south, and we couldn't find either a house or a chunk of property to build a house on. But again, that was 2007. I think turned out we were a year early. But that's a nice area. Thanks for mentioning that, Dave. Interesting. Good. Never knew that. Let's see here. Jack, don't know where you're located, but copied you fine the first transmission. I'm like John, VVC. I just sit back and listen, and I don't watch the S meter. Doesn't matter. We should copy everybody. And Jack, your first transmission, you were okay here. The antenna I use here on 75 is a dipole, coax fed dipole. that's up about 100 feet, and it hears pretty well. As far as the weather, the weather today, when I drive up to Ann Arbor, I stay in. I do it in 2 days. Knock off about 350 miles a day. I stay in Georgetown, Kentucky. By the way, last night, after I got to the motel, I was looking for something to munch on, and I didn't have anything with me, so I went and scouted out the local Walmart store, which is not too far from the motel. But in the course of that, I drove by the Toyota facility, which is monstrous. Holy cow! That facility is huge. And just to the south of it, they have a solar farm that is, and I measured the distance of it more or less. It's about 3/4 of a mile in one direction and about a half a mile in the other. And I don't know exactly what they use it for, but they seem to be in solar power big time there at that giant facility. Anyway, I found the Walmart store. Went in and found the Cape Cod sea salt and vinegar kettle cooked potato chips I was looking for, and I found them. Anyway, that was it. This morning, I left Georgetown about 6:45, and daylight was just beginning to get a little light. I don't particularly like driving in the dark, so I just wait. And when I crossed into Tennessee from Kentucky, the temperature was about 66 degrees. The sun was out right around Rarity Mountain on I-75. The sun was out for about 15 minutes, and then it went back under the cloud cover. And I usually come through Great Smoky Mountain National Park, and that's what I did today. And boy, was it jammed with people. It ended up adding just about 45 minutes to the trip home here. But I got here, obviously. Traffic inside the park was very heavy. Outside the park, it was just sort of typical. Not as. Of course, I got an early start, so it wasn't as bad as I'm sure it was later in the day. Got back here about 1:45. With that, thought I was going to mention something else, but if I was, it's gone. Oh, Chuck, Rural King. Discovered there's one up about 25 miles northwest of where my son lives in Ann Arbor. As far as the family goes, by the way, yeah, we had a good time. Our youngest granddaughter, who lives out in the Bay Area, came in. Her fiance, I think there's going to be a wedding coming this summer. They haven't set the exact date yet. It sounds like that's coming. He was there, and then he had to leave a little early to meet his parents out in Seattle, because they live in Boston, but they were in Seattle visiting their daughter's newborn, cute little thing, little girl. And our grandson, who lives in Grand Rapids, Michigan, he was there. And the oldest granddaughter lives, she and her She's the mother of the two little the two little rugrats. She lives in Ann Arbor, and everybody was there, so we had a great time. Great time. A little bit melancholy this year, but by and large, yeah, for obvious reasons, but otherwise good time. Anyway, with that, Greg, to you, and we shall see you all Tuesday morning. And yes, John, VVC John, plan is to come to Spartanburg on Thursday. KF4DRN, W4KR after a long transmission.
W4KR, KF4DRN, 5739. Went over to Tennessee. I bought some piece of equipment. It could have been from you, Stan. I can't remember, but I'll make a trip to Walhalla, South Carolina once. It's been several years ago, and I don't remember now what it was I bought, but I went to some me and a friend of mine rode down there together, and we was over in North Carolina, and we made the trip on down to Walhalla. But I can't remember who it was I bought something from. It's been so many years. Oh my, I don't have that good a memory on some things. But anyway, good to be in here, 7-3, everybody's checked out, and Chuck, if you're still listening, IYQ, yes, I found the screws that afternoon. It wasn't no big deal. It was right there on the table, mixed in with some other odds and ends. But anyway, yeah, I'm on the D104, and I like it. Yeah, I got it set up and seems to be working okay. I've got several good signal reports with little Harvey Wells, and anyway, I'll make this my last one as well. In 7-3 all around, W4MEC to take it, KF4DRN, 7-3.
Okay, Greg, very good. KF4DRN in the old friends group, W4MEC. Well, two quick things. Steve, I wondered if that expansion tank you need is one of those really the smallest pressure tanks that you put on a pump. You know, they make one that's a little bit smaller than a barbecue tank, 4-gallon barbecue tank. And I wonder if it's something like that, or if something that costs a lot more. The other thing, it dawned on me, Dave said something when he was talking there in that last transmission, and it kind of clicked in my brain. I don't know why. And it dawned on me why the thermometer on my heat pump is always inaccurate, except when it's cold. And it has to do with, once I pass about 40 degrees, my heat pump outside never comes on anymore. It switches over to propane. So, yeah, of course, that makes perfect sense. Nothing out there comes on. No relays, no compressor, no nothing. So it's going to read the most accurate when it's not running. So I'm glad that now I can sleep at night. Anyway, thanks for everybody that checked in. I'll get a message out to all about the lunch this Thursday. We hope you see some of you. And don't forget tonight on 1864 and coming up Tuesday, 8 a.m. Again, thanks for everybody that checked in, and you all have a good rest of the evening, and I'll be shutting the net down. It's W4MEC, closing the old friends net. Bye-bye.